Part 3 of the ACT test, problem number 34, is about parallel lines, and lines A, B, C, and D are shown below, and A and B are parallel. C and D are not parallel, so I am not going to mess with anything on D. Which of the following is a set of all angles that must be supplementary to angle X? Now, angle X looks like it's about 100 degrees. That means 3 is 100 degrees, 11 is 100 degrees, and 8 is 100 degrees. That means angle 1 is 80, 80, 80, and 80. So we're looking at angles 1, 2, 9, and 10, which is H. Simple algebra problem for 35. You have to distribute the 3 to the third, and you have to know how to multiply exponents. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. X to the third is 3 times 3 is x to the ninth. That's E. Which of the following is equivalent to the inequality? Well, this is time to do some math. Like give us negative 24, should give us negative 24 is greater than 4x. Divide both sides by 4. You get x is less than negative 6, also known as x is less than negative 6. Lots of different ways to solve this, so find the one that's your favorite, and go from there. As shown in the standard coordinate plane below, you have the center and a point. Then we're going to rotate this point 90 degrees clockwise. I'm going to draw it in as best I can, and that really looks like 5, negative 1 to me. And I know it is because if I look at this, I went over 4 and up 3. When I rotate 90 degrees, I flip what I'm doing. So where I went over 4, up 3, I'm going over 3 and down 4. So this is a 3 and this is a 4. 2 and 3 is 5. And 3 minus 4 is negative 1. But really the best way to do it is just look at it, map it out, and go from there. So for a right triangle, what's sine of m? Well, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse. We don't know what opposite is, so we have to do a little Pythagoras for first. And I'll write the whole thing out because I do a lot of shorthand. 10 squared plus KL squared equals 12 squared. 100 plus KL squared equals 144. Subtract 100. KL equals square root of 44. Opposite is square root of 44 over hypotenuse is 12. K. Number 39, the figure below, B lies on AC and BD. This line here bisects ABE, so this is equal to that. And BE bisects CBD, so again, this is equal to that. What's the measure of angle DBE, the one in here? Well, you have a straight line that's 180 degrees, and you have 3 angles, they all have to be the same, x, x, and x. X plus x plus x equals 180. 3x equals 180. X equals 60. Number 40, if there are 8 times 10 to the 12th hydrogen molecules in a volume of 4 times 10 to the 4th centimeters, what's the average? Molecules per centimeters. Well, you can just plug this into your calculator. I like to do it in my head. When we're doing this, we subtract. So we end up with 2 times 10 to the 8th. There it is. In the figure below, a radar screen shows 2 ships. There's all the information you need to know. So, which one could you use to solve? Well, the real problem here is figuring out what this angle is here. And it's 170 here, and it's 300 all the way around. So once you know that, you can quickly say, well, just subtract the two. I'm looking at 130 right here. And the law of cosine says a squared plus b squared. We'll call this b and this a. So 20 squared plus 30 squared, well, that's the same for all of them. Minus 2 times 20 times 30, that's the same for all of them. So the real trick was just to figure out which angle it was. We just did. Figure out that it's 130 degrees. It's also a problem designed to make you fear the problem. It's very challenging. What's a rational number halfway between these? Well, what's the average? 1/5 plus 1/3 divided by 2. 3/15 plus 5/15 divided by 2. 8/15 divided by 2 equals 8/15 times 1/2. So equals 4/15. A good one to use your calculator for in the math frac button. Done. In the isosceles trapezoid, that is the big word here, isosceles trapezoid, meaning I can put 25 degrees here and 35 degrees here. And it's a trapezoid, I can also put 25 degrees up here. What's the measure of DBC? So I'm going to erase this because it's extraneous information. It's in the way. We want this one over here. Well, I happen to know that a trapezoid, anything with parallel lines, they all add up to 180. So we'll call this X for now. 25 plus X plus 35 plus 25 equals 180. X plus 35 equals 130. I can do in my head. X equals 95. In the figure below, the area of the larger square is 50 square centimeters. So that means this is square root of 50, which is 5 root 2. And this side is square root of 50, which is 5 root 2. The smaller square is 18 square centimeters, so that's the square root of 18 equals 3 root 2, 3 root 2. So what's x? Well, to find x, we have to subtract. This is 5 root 2. This is 3 root 2. 5 root 2 minus 3 root 2, 2 root 2. Tricky little problem, but very doable. Which of the following is a rational number? A rational number means it can be expressed as a ratio. And you can go through them all, but this is square root of 64 over square root of 49. If you put them all in your calculator, it's the only one that'll give you a simple decimal that's repeating. All the other ones you put in your calculator will not repeat, so E it is. And number 46, if A is less than B, so let's pull a number, let's call it A 10, B 100, just for the fun of it. The absolute value of 10 minus 100 is the absolute value of negative 90 equals 90. Which one of these is going to give us 90? No, no, definitely no, definitely no. Okay, it is. That's it. Keep practicing. Good luck.